the air conditioning. You ever been to St. Petersburg, Florida? It's a beautiful place. They got arts, they've got great food, they've got great everything. It's also known as the Sunshine City, and it's home to 4Points Dental Designs, ran by Rick, the founder and president. He has an impressive background, and here he is. How are you, Rick?
Really good. How about yourself?
Nice to meet you. Thanks for inviting us. Want to find out more about how this all got started and what an impressive background you have. So what do you say we go take a seat and start?
Let's go have a look.
All right. Rick, thanks a lot for sitting down with me. I know you're a busy guy. I want to talk about 4Points. I want to talk about the day-to-day, but before we do that, I want to brag about you a little bit because you have an impressive background. You're an accredited technician at the American Academy of Cosmetic Dentistry, the Dawson Academy, you're an adjunct professor. I mean, it's just impressive. I want to talk about the Dawson Academy first. It was the Dawson Center, now the Dawson Academy.
That's correct.
Tell me about that. How was it working there, being a part of such a small community?
Oh, it was a fantastic experience. I mean, to be able to work in an environment like that, for someone like Pete, Pete's one of the most, is by far the most respected person in dentistry. You know, what he's accomplished, what he's influenced, the people that he's influenced. He was a true leader in dentistry, and admired by so many.
He lost in 2019. We lost him, but his legacy continues to continue. Let's go into your history. What brought you into the world of dentistry?
Well, you know, I had a couple family members that were in the business,
okay.
So they were familiar with it. When I was growing up in my teens, I liked building model airplanes. So I already had that, working with my hands, working with higher precision, and it was probably the combination of the two that got me into dental technology.
So let's talk about 4Points. You opened up 4Points, I believe, back in 2009, moved into this beautiful building right in the heart of St. Pete's in 2011. But you opened up the doors in a time of such uncertainty in 2009. Was it scary to just go out on your own, branch on your own, put all your experience into 4Points design?
You know, I think there's a certain level of fearlessness an entrepreneur has to have to undertake something like this. You know, if you think back to March 2009, the very week that I opened was the week that the Dow bottomed after the 2008 crash. I felt in a way I had nothing to lose. I had everything to gain. But because nobody was lending money at the time, so basically, and we were lending the banks money. I mean, it was up to us to keep them alive. And so I had to tap into whatever investments I could liquidate. My home was already underwater, so I had no home equity line that I could access. Credit card loan from Citi Cards, and just working with my vendors. And my vendors were great. They helped me along with very generous credit terms, and it got me off the ground.
Yeah, we talk about overcoming so much. I mean, you've overcome not only the 2008 crash, but also COVID. How do you build a company with people that complement you, you complement them, you work well together? What do you look for when you're looking for, I call them family members, because, you know, in this industry, that's what you have to become.
You know, I look for personalities. We hire personalities and we teach skills. It's great to have highly skilled people in there, but if they're not getting along with coworkers, if there's friction there, I don't think it benefits the business at all. So we really look for personalities. We look for people that are going to work well together, and most importantly, we're looking for people who can learn easily, people who still have elastic minds and want to learn and want to grow, both as people and as technicians. And we do everything we can to help them grow.
What excites you the most about the industry now? 3D printing, I mean, there is so much excitement and so much growth that's happened in such a short period of time. Does that excite you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it excites me. It gets me up every day, every single day. It inspires me at work, especially on the implant side of things. I think that's still a huge growth area for labs. I think to survive long term, a lab has to be in the implant space, and not just be in there, not just be along for the ride, but I think you really have to stay in touch with your clients, communicate well with your clients, learn how to communicate better. And the whole implant world of functional aesthetics with implants is an exciting world to be in.
And how do you build the relationships and, most importantly, maintain the relationships with the doctors? What is your secret?
Learning to communicate at their level. I think that's absolutely critical. I think you have to be on top of cases early, be on top of problems early, and we work to do everything we can to ensure that we're not a stress point, to ensure that the lab is not creating friction. So really our goal when working with our clients and communicating with our clients is making implant dentistry and aesthetic dentistry as smooth and as predictable as possible.
Education is so important, not only for yourself, continued education, but for the staff. How do you continue to challenge yourselves in this ever-growing industry?
We spend a lot of money in continuing education. I've always seen myself as a CE junkie. So I'm constantly online looking for seminars that are gonna improve the team, that are gonna make us better, make myself better. And I think a real important aspect of that is going to the courses and going to the seminars that the doctors are going to, and not just going to technicians courses. And I think it's really there where you can find out the problems and the challenges that your clients are having. And once we learn about the problems and challenges that they're having, we can address them that much better.
Starting a lab now is much different than starting a lab 10 years ago, 20 years ago especially. What piece of advice would you offer those that are just getting into the industry, that have knowledge, but they're just trying to find their way through this lab world? What piece of advice would you give them?
I think the most important thing is improve your communication skills. It's communication skills that are going to set you apart. It's being able to communicate what you do, and most importantly, why you do it. And I think clinicians really respond to that.
Speaking of communication, you communicate a lot with TruAbutment. How did that relationship start?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not sure when I first heard about Tru. I'm sure it was online. I'm sure it was on one of the dental forums. But ever since working with them, they've made it easy for us. It allows us to make things easy for our clients. It's very predictable. We get everything on time. We've just never had issues with the company. It's been great working with Tru. 4
Points, 10 years from now. What are you hoping to see? Do you want to change a little bit? Are you happy with where it's at? What do you expect, and where would you hope the company to be?
I would think we're going to be larger. I think we're going to have a much greater impact than we currently do. I see AI playing a role in the future of 4 Points. I'm not exactly sure how yet. Right now we're incorporating AI into our shade matching methods, but I also see us probably more as a design studio and less as a manufacturing type of operation.
Yeah.
So I expect in the future we're going to be closer to 80% design, 20% hands-on.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's really exciting. Well, I'd love to actually go upstairs, and I'd love to kind of walk through the office. Do you mind?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, Rick, home sweet home, huh?
Welcome to 4 Points Dental Designs.
This is great.
Thank you.
So walk me through the office. How does this flow work?
Well, of course, everything comes in shipping and receiving.
Okay.
We get our cases in there. They go from there into the model room. What we have out here is our CAD department. 3 fantastic CAD technicians working with us right now. So I'm really proud of this team and the way they've come together back here in this room. Back in here is our printing and sintering room.
Okay.
So we've got 3 dedicated printers right now. We can do the wash and processing in here, sinter our zirconia in here. And from there, it'll make its way to the ceramic room.
Okay.
In here, we actually have our milling room. So we have our 3 milling machines here, our vacuum units, everything's self-contained. We can close the door, it's quiet for everybody else. So it's a really a nice space to have the milling machines in.
Yeah, it really is. I like this.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Right.
And as we go through the lab, you can see we have my office here to the right.
All right.
That's where I handle all the business end of things.
So where you put all your trophies and everything else, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sports memorabilia. In here is my implant planning room. This is something I put together so I'd have a quiet room to consult with dentists, so I could plan cases before they go out into production. I find we have far fewer errors that way, and it's a nice way to work, and it's a nice room to work in.
Yeah,
nice
I like this room as well.
Yeah.
Did you design all this yourself? You have an interior design background?
I don't actually. A lot of these rooms were here, and we just had to make do with what was here.
And here we go.
We come into the final room. This is our ceramic room.
Yep.
This is where our ceramists make the magic happen. This is where we take the frameworks. We will do the layering, do the final staining and glazing in here.
Okay, this is great.
We got great sunlight in here. We got great views of the brand new condo just went up across the street. Budget friendly, starting at 1.4 million.
3, 2, 1. Okay, 3, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Thank you, Rick.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping in.
I gotta say, you built yourself a great little business here over the years. Thanks a lot for letting us come in and kind of take over. I really appreciate it. And you talked about in the interview, look, you're gonna be growing the business. I can't wait to come back in the next 5 or 6 years and see how much you've grown.
Well, we're looking forward to having you again.
All right, have a good one. Thanks
All right,
a lot.
Thank you. You as well.
Well, that is gonna do it on this episode of TruAbutment's InTRUview. Join me next time. I'm gonna continue my journey around St. Petersburg. It's a great little town.